Good morning. Good morning. Just give me a few seconds. Sending out everybody the new link. The door is open. My assistant is about to go and close the door for us. So that way we don't have any distractions going on. Get our lighting going back together. Go ahead. Um, so So this morning, being a CEO already is starting off with a bang. We're just supposed to make sure. So I'm getting already some messages coming in. The thing about being a CEO is sometimes you have to learn how to pivot. This morning, I tested, did a sound test, made sure that everything was doing good. I needed to be able to go out and see if the sound is working. So went out, got up early this morning, tested everything. Everything was fine. Got the sound going, got the video going, and showed up to start Monster CEO on time. And it hit the fan. Literally was over here panicking, having a whole meltdown, but in the inside, knowing that God, whatever God has for whoever is to show up today, that it is going to be something what God wants it to be. So let me just go ahead and get the people back in the room, send the updated link to everyone. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys a few moments while we go ahead and just let God come over, create the new atmosphere, and just give you guys a few moments to get inside. So we're just going to go ahead and there we go. Got the link. All right, so we got the link out to everybody. Getting everybody. Okay, got everybody the new link, and we are getting ready to go out and just thank you. Thank you so much for working with me. I appreciate you. I know that the concerns have been already. Can you put in the chat if you can, if you're able to hear me? So I'll make sure that everybody is able to hear me and making sure that my sound is going good. Like I said before, that when you have something that God has given you to speak, thank you. All right, perfect. When you have something that God has given you to speak, and things start happening like this morning. Got up, tested everything, got up super early to make sure that the sound was going good, that the video was clear, that the lights were perfect. And as soon as it was go time to get on, lights go off, camera camera not starting, link not showing up, text coming in that they can't see me. Have I started? Is it live? We live, baby. The enemy cannot stop the door that God has for you. And today, Moms the CEO, we are not about to let the enemy come in and distract us for what God has for us today. I appreciate your time. I do not take it lightly. I am a true professional. And when that came, I'm not going to lie, I started having a little meltdown. My husband had to come in here and he had to activate and get in mode. My team, get in mode to make sure that this happens. And we had to pivot. I had to calm my nerves. I had to think like a CEO, and I had to put on my big girl panties and be like, okay, girl, we got to reshift, we got to redirect. And we don't have time to sit and have a pity party when there's people that are waiting for what moms to CEO, the message that we have for today. So we are going to go ahead and get on track. We are here. We are live. I appreciate y'all charging the light. So hopefully in the middle of this, we can get the light going back on. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that way we can get to today's wonderful content that we have going on, because you ladies have showed up for something phenomenal. You didn't show up by accident. You showed up because you are ready to invest to your future. You're ready to invest into the life that God has for you, and you're ready to take on, you're ready to be the CEO that you know you're destined to be. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into Mom to CEO 90 days of clarification, activation. Reset your identity, build your income, move with intention. Today, March 7th, you have made that decision that you are a mom that is going to be standing on business. My name is Indigo Metellus, and I am the founder of Mom Standing on Business, and I'm grateful that you are here with me today. So, all right, get to my notes. All right. So thank you again for joining me. If you would like, you can go ahead and drop your name in the chat so that I can see who is in the room and the atmosphere. The great thing about having an intimate setting is that whatever questions that you may have that you may feel comfortable with asking, you can go ahead and ask as we are going through our workshop today. So once again, today it is March 7th, and then the next, it would have been 90 minutes. So in the next 90 minutes, there's something that is going to shift in you. Not because I have any magic words, I don't, but because you showed up. You made the decision to be here. And that already tells me something about you. This event is called 90-day clarity activation. And I need you to understand what the word means. Activation is not motivation. I'm not here to hype you up, send you home feeling good for 24 hours. I'm here to help you make some decisions, some real decisions today. Decisions about your identity, decisions about your income, decisions about how you are going to move in the next 90 days. So make sure you grab your workbook. You should have gotten that once you signed up for the event, and let's get into it. I need you to read this slide. This is not motivation. This is a decision room. We activate what God has already placed inside of you. Again, this is not motivation. How many of you have been to an event, a webinar, a conference, a class, and you left feeling so fired up? I mean, fired up, ready to go, ready to get out here and take on the world, right? And then 2 days later, you were right back where you started. You could drop a hand in the chat because, like I said, I've been there. I've been there. I've been there waiting for that inspiration that I felt in that moment to come back so that way I could feel what I felt in that room. So if you're like me, then this is what happens. Motivation drops off, but decisions don't. And this is why today it is a decision to activate your 90 days, not motivation, because motivation, it wears off. It wears off like this makeup will wear off today. Okay. When you make a real decision, not a wish, not a hope, but an actual decision, something in your brain changes, something in your spirit shifts. So today, I'm asking you to feel inspired, but I'm also asking you to decide. We're going to activate what God has already placed inside of you. The vision you've already have, the vision that God has already placed in you without you sitting there second guessing it, without you questioning, is this what he wants me to do? If you wake up every morning and that vision of where you see yourself going, believe the hype, sis. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop second guessing, can you have this? Is this real? It is real. Make the decision that it's going to be real. Make the decision that you can have what God says you can have. Make the decision to know that you are that girl that you see where you're going, where you see your family going. You are the tiebreaker. You are the generational curse breaker. Make the decision to step up for the vision that he has already placed in you. The ability is already there. Today, we build the structure around it. I hope you're ready. And if you are, go ahead and type ready in the chat so we can go ahead and move to the next part, okay? So I'm over here navigating. I'm my tech person. So I'm a tech person. So give me a few seconds. I'm dueling screens. Okay. So I'm getting it together. All right. All right. Thank you, Jamila. You ready and fired up, ready to go. That's what I'm talking about. So before we dive in, I want to tell you exactly what you're walking away with today, because I don't want you guessing. I want you to know what it is that you should and will be walking away with today. By the time we close today, you will have 5 real tangible things. Number 1, a CEO identity statement. Words you wrote in your own hand. Like, it's your words. I'm not putting them words there. God to from God's lip to your ear to your hand. Your words that God has given you. Okay? About who you're becoming. Not who you were, who you are becoming. Number 2, your primary income or career focus for the next 90 days. One thing, not 5, one. As moms, we have a great habit of multitasking. Everybody's schedule being all over the place, being scattered. Today is a decision to focus the next 90 days on one thing from beginning, middle, and end. Okay. Number 3, a time blocking a time blocking strategy that fits around your actual life as a mom, not some made up unrealistic time that people say that this is what you should do. No, a time block that works around your real schedule, around your calendar with your kids, your life, what you got going on, time that you are reclaiming. Like Maxine Warner said, I am reclaiming my time today, mom. You are reclaiming your time. You are creating a time block schedule that fits around your actual life as a mom, okay? We're not playing no games. We are not pretending you have 6 hours in the day that are free, because we know you don't. Let's be honest. And if you do, you're going to block some time now. You're going to be focused. We're working on what is real. Number 4, a visual plan, a platform, a message, a commitment to show up. You can show up for the kids. You can show up for the family. You can show up for the job. You can show up for everybody else. It is your turn to show up for you. Okay? I don't know how you are, but I know about me. I had to make a decision. The real thing about it was I was good for showing up for my husband, good for showing up for my family, my siblings, my parents, heck, the dog. But when it came to me, depleted, empty, until I had someone pour into me and tell me, I will not be my effective self showing up depleted. I have to put me first. After God, I have to come first. And it's still something that I struggle with. I am not going to lie, because I am naturally a person that dwells off of putting others first. And I'm realizing I am doing them a disservice if I do not choose me. So, how that little video they said, I choose me, I choose me. And having to say that out loud and let my ears hear that. I need you to let your ears hear that too. Okay. I need you to be committed to showing up for you. And number 5, a complete 90-day CEO map that you can start executing today. You showed up today. So you're already showing up for you. Not next week, today. Okay? So these are not worksheets. These are decisions. And by the end of this, the decisions will be made. So let's go ahead and open up your workbook to the first section. So we're going to go ahead and start with part 1. This is where we decide, who are we? This is your CEO identity reset. And so identity comes before income. I want you to say this again because I need it to land. Identity comes before income. If you do not know who you are, you will be out here allowing anything to come your way. You will allow people to speak over you, prophesy in your life if about things because they have the observation of observing you. And because they're able to observe you, they feel, oh, okay, Indigo is great at writing. You should be a writer. Okay, Jamila, you're good at serving your community. Oh, you should get into the service industry. And if you don't know who you are, those are actions. That's not identity. You'll find yourself doing things and committing yourself to a career path or a business idea based off of someone else putting an identity on you. So in reality, you're committing identity fraud because you're not being your true authentic self. Here's why so many moms get stuck. They are trying to build a business or grow a career while still thinking about themselves in the old way. You're not that young lady you were before the kids. Yeah, you may can still like the things that you did before you had those kids, but your goals, your drive, your ambition has changed. The vision has expanded. The children, they here. The relationships, they're here. And so you have permission to release the old you. You have permission to grow. You have permission to walk in your true authority and stop allowing people to speak negativity into who you once were, penalizing you for decisions you made when you didn't have all the information to make a sound decision. You have permission to let go of that old mindset. So we said that you're trying to build a business while still thinking about yourself in the old way. You're still thinking, I'm just a mom who's trying something, still thinking, I don't know what I'm doing, and still thinking, maybe this isn't for me. I want to let you know that God said that what is impossible for you is truly possible for Him. And you do not have to allow. I was watching RuPaul, and he was telling them about the saboteur. And he's big on the saboteur. The saboteur is the person that is in your head or takes on the form of a family member or takes on the form of society that tells you what you can and cannot do. Oh, I'm just a mom trying something. So, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Oh, I'm just out here. I got to hustle and grind. I got to put these feet to the ground. Kids got to eat. Shoes got to be bought. I got to do what I got to do. Got to do what I got to do. Stop telling yourself that. You do not got to do what you got to do. You can have, you have a choice. And you get to select your identity and you get to be the CEO that you want to do. And this is why it's important in this part one, because we are resetting who you are and reclaiming your identity. You cannot build from that place if you're all over and allowing in that mindset of allowing yourself to be sabotaged. You cannot, because your actions will always follow your identity. So if you are in the mindset of I'm just trying this, then everything you do, a part of your identity is just trying things and never getting anything done. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a person thinks in their heart, so they are. So if you think in your heart, I'm a boss. If you think in your heart that I'm going to own a multi-million-dollar business, or I am going to be the CEO of this company, or I'm going to travel to Japan. I don't know why I was about to say Japan, all like somebody else from France, because the show was coming out weird. But if you in your mind envision yourself being the VP of your business, you're the owner of the business, buying it from the owner or running it for the owner. The word of God said in Proverbs 23:7, as a person thinks in their heart, as you think in your heart, your treasure is in your heart. As you think in your heart, so are you. Not as you wish, not as you hope, as you think, as you believe about yourself. So before we talk about income strategies or visibility plans, we have to talk about who you believe you are. Now, CEO identity is not about perfection. I need to clear that up right now. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be human. Perfection is God's job. Our job is to live life to the best of our ability with his wisdom and his guidance as we navigate through life. And I'm not asking for you to be a perfect person. I'm asking for you to show up ready to do the work, ready to get what's yours, ready to be about your business. Being a CEO doesn't mean you have everything figured out. It doesn't mean you are rolling in revenue. It doesn't mean you will never cry in the bathroom. Girl, I almost cried and messed up my makeup before this thing started. It's about calming yourself down, reminding yourself why you are here, not allowing the devil to steal or kill the dreams and the vision of where you see yourself going. CEO identity means ownership, stewardship, responsibility. I have a responsibility to you. I have a responsibility to show up to let you know you have a responsibility to steward over the vision that God has given you. You have a responsibility for yourself. You have ownership over the identity that he is calling you to be. It means you treat the gifts that God gave you like they matter, because they do. You do. You matter. You are a part of a great ecosystem. And if you do not show up, if you are out of alignment, if you are not where you at the right place at the right time, whoever was called to you, whoever is called to you is missing out on you. It means you stop waiting until you feel ready and you start moving with intention now. The decision to show up today was intentional. The decision to be a part of Moms to CEO was intentional. This message was intentional. Everything that we do is intentional. It's no more just, it's intentional. Okay. God did not give you those ideas, those skills, that vision to frustrate you. He didn't. I know it could be overwhelming when you have so many gifts and callings and you're like, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? Does he want me to activate this right now? Does he want me to move in this manner right now? No, God has not given you your gifts, your ideas, your skills, your vision to frustrate you. He will never create something to frustrate you. Okay. I had a teacher that told, like, I was in the fourth grade and I used to say, they're making me mad. And he said, can nobody make you mad? And this is the fourth grade. I'm a fourth grader. I don't even know how old you are in the fourth grade, but it used to make me so mad to hear that because I was like, no, they're frustrating me. They're making me upset. Even now, as a parent, when my little ones are doing things and they're not doing what I want them to do, I'm getting frustrated. But I remember as a gift, I can self-regulate. Okay. So God, I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do. They're not these little people they're not doing what I want them to do, Lord. They're doing what they want to do. Help me, regulate me, calm me down so I can answer the call of who you have made me to be. You have given me these skills, these ideas, these visions to manage and multiply. He has given you, once again, these skills, ideas, and vision to manage and multiply. And sis, you're the manager. I get business owners all the time telling me, I don't know how to run a business. I don't know the business part of it. I don't only know the talent part. It's a lie. If you know how to manage your household, if you know how to balance your budget, and if you don't, then these are things that we need to work on. Because part of number one step, being a manager, you got kids, you're already in supervision. Okay? You're already a supervisor. You got a household, you got to manage the budget because you got to put money to all the bills, money for the food, and money for the outside activities. It's a skill, and you're managing it well. And if you're not, then we ask God to come and give you help and clarity on how to manage and multiply the skills, the visions, and the ideas that He has given you. So that way, as you are walking in this new identity, you are knowing that before income comes identity. Okay? So we set it over here. CEO identity reset. Identity comes before income. A CEO is not about perfection. It's about ownership, stewardship, and responsibility. Proverbs 23:7, once again, as a person thinks in their heart, so are they. So are you, sis. So now that we talked about this, now we're going to move to our first activity. Okay. Identity reset exercise. So I hope that you have your workbook. I want you to go ahead and turn to your workbook, and we're going to do the activity reset exercise right now. I'm going to give you time to actually write, and I don't want you to speed. I want you to take your time. I told you when you came in today the 5 things that you were going to walk away with. And or in order for you to walk away with what you need to get you where you want to go, we got to put in the work. And today is not about just watching me pump you up because this is not motivation. This is a decision. And the decision is for you to go ahead and put in the work. Okay? So the first question, who am I becoming this year? We're only 3 months in, 7 days in the third month. Okay. Who are you going to become for the rest of this year? Not who have you been since January 1st, not who your kids know you as, not the vision of you that's exhausted at the end of the day. That's not who you're becoming. Who are you becoming? What does this woman look like? How does she carry herself? How does she make decisions? So I'm going to go ahead and give you 60 seconds to go ahead. I'm going to get my timer right now. Get my timer. That is one thing that's going to work. So we're going to set the timer right now. I'm setting it right now. So you have 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Who are you becoming? What does this woman look like? How does she carry herself? And how does she make decisions? All right. So we're going to move to the second question. What version of me builds boldly? What does the bold version of you do that currently the current version hesitates on? What does she say yes to? What does she stop apologizing for? I made the decision this year that I was not going to apologize for being me. Okay. So you have 60 seconds to go ahead and answer question 2. Once again, what version of me builds boldly? What does this bold version of you do that the current version hesitates on? What do you say yes to? And what do you stop apologizing for? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and move to the third question. Oops, sorry. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move to the third question. And the third question is, what do I stop tolerating? Name it so you can move past it. This might sting a little, okay? Because when I read it, I was like, whoa! When I wrote it, I was like, what do I stop tolerating? What do I stop tolerating? Uh-oh. Okay, computer. There we go. What do I stop tolerating? And it's okay if, as you're reading it, and you're really asking yourself, what am I going to stop tolerating this year? What's that habit? What's that pattern? What's the situation that I've been accepting that I'm no longer or no longer is aligned or where I'm going? Okay. So now at the bottom of your page, I want you to write your CEO statement. And I want you to fill in, I am called to blank, therefore I will blank. So, for example, I'll give you mine. I am called to equip moms, women to build with confidence. Therefore, I will show up constantly and teach without apologizing. Yours is yours. Write it from your gut, not from your head. I'm going to give you 90 seconds to go ahead and think on that. Okay, we got about 20 more seconds. Remember, I want you to write this not from your head, from your gut. I want you to actually, what is your statement? All right. Okay, perfect. If you feel comfortable, maybe drop your CEO statement in the chat. I would love to read some of them. And if you don't have it, that is fine. But I want, like I said, I want you to walk away with your CEO statement. That's one of the 5 things that we said. So if you feel comfortable, go ahead and drop it in the chat and we'll go ahead and read that and make sure that this is not for me to say, yeah, that sounds good, sis, or great job. No, this is me affirming you and what you are saying to yourself out loud, boldly, living that bold version of you. God, word of God says that we can come before him boldly. He didn't make you to be dim. And you can walk and exercise that boldness that he has given you. So we're going to go ahead. The statement that you just wrote is not fluff. This is your filter for every decision you make over the next 90 days. When someone comes up and they don't, when something comes up and you don't know if you should say yes or no, go back to that statement. It will tell you. So, like I said, I wrote my statement down. I'm called to equip moms, women to build confidently. Therefore, I will show up consistently and teach without apologizing. Today, this morning, when the technical issues popped up, I made a decision. I'm going to show up. I'm going to send you guys emails real quick. I'm going to go ahead and recopy and recreate in the studio, and we're going to get it popping. Why? Because it's letting me know that this is definitely needed. And if the devil is trying to stop me or stop what God has in store for the women that are choosing to show up today, then that is even more reason why I need to show up. It's even more reason why my CEO statement has to be something that I can stand 10 toes deep on, that without a shadow or a doubt, as much as I wanted to just be like, bump it. No, stand 10 toes deep on that statement. When it comes up, the thickness of it is coming up, and you like, I don't know about this, show up, read your statement. It's not about motivation, it's about a decision. So now we're going to head over to part two. Part two, choose your income lane, right? So this is where a lot of moms get tangled up. I want to be really direct with you here. Hustle is not a strategy, focus is. I remember before I even had the boys and I started doing real estate, and I was just out here, like I was out here loose. Girl from California in the woods, girl, in my nice little dress up outfit, my little flats. And my client was like, "Oh, I want that house." And I'm in the woods, in the sticks, looking, and in my head, I'm thinking, like, this is not the vision of the realtor that I seen. Like, she wasn't in the woods in her good clothes looking at some house that looked like it's part of The Hills Have Eyes. Like, this ain't the house I'm trying to sell. No. And it was because I left God out of the equation. God helped me pass the class. God helped me get the money when I didn't have the money to take the class. He helped me to get the books. He helped me to pass the exam, get the license, to get into the firm. And then I'm going to leave him on the curb as soon as I start getting clients and just going out here to go on the house have the Hills Have Eyes missions. No, I was too busy trying to hustle. I was too busy trying to, okay, my house needs some, I got to pay the bills. Okay, I got to, we in a tight spot. Yeah, my husband's working, but, the extra things that we're used to having, my income went down. So I got to get out here and hustle. Hustle's not a strategy. It leaves you burnt out. It has you out here doing all kinds of strange things for some change. Okay? And God ain't about the strange or the things for the change. We got to focus. I'm talking to moms, or I have talked to moms all the time who are doing 5 things at once. They have a candle business. They doing hair on the weekends. They trying to start a podcast. They selling on Etsy. They taking a second job. They out here thinking about courses. They out here thinking about everything because the struggle is real. And I'm not taking away from that. But what it does is it leaves you burnt out. It leaves you broke. And my favorite word, it leaves you temporarily out of funds. And it leaves you confused. It also makes you start to feel like, God, do you hear me? Are you with me? And you start to get in a place where you start to get resentful of God and stop trusting him. And the thing about it is, God didn't tell you to do all these things. Then did you go to him for counsel? The word of God says, seek counsel in everything you do. And if you're not seeking God before you step out here trying to make that additional income, God knows you need extra money, but you have not because you ask not. He didn't say he gave it to you to go be everything you need. He said, rely upon me. And if you're not relying on your first resource and you're out here trying to do everything, I've done it. I'm not talking down at you. I'm talking to the girl that I was literally, shoot, 2 years ago. Over here, t-shirts, decorations, catering, everything, but trusting God. And I had to make a decision to lock in and focus and trust and try God. It's not that you're lazy, because you're not. It's because you're scattered. CEO thinking is about focus. It's about choosing one lane and going all the way for 90 days before you add anything else. The whole thing, people have been commenting, "Oh, Indigo, you're posting more. You're showing up because I made a decision. I'm going to be my number one client, and I want to show you that this God is not a respected person." And when you lock in and you trust him and you allow him to guide your path, he has your income lane. He said he gave you vision. He gave you vision. He gave you ideas to manage and multiply. And you have to do it in a intentional plan where you are not left burnt out, struggling, and adding health issues to your body. That is not the plan he has for you. He has a plan for you to be successful and to succeed, not for you to die before your time is called. Okay? So look at this slide. You have 5 income lanes. Okay. We have service. That means you are getting paid for what you do. Coaching, consulting, hair, nails, bookkeeping, any service done for you, right? Digital. That means products that work while you sleep. Courses, templates, ebooks, digital downloads. Content. That means building an audience, earning money, brand deals, YouTube, TikTok, newsletters. Products. Physical or digital products you can create and sell. And of course, for you career girlies out there, if you're not building a business, but you're advancing in your career, this lane is for you too. A raise, promotion, new role, that's income, that counts. Okay. A lot of us are out here working in jobs. A lot of us are still in that avenue of, I'm not ready to be an entrepreneur, or that's not my lane, but I do see myself going all the way with this business. And I love that for you. I love it because I was there. I was thinking, oh, where can I go? Where does this position take me? Where, okay, I see how much you earn there, what CPE classes I need to take, what additional education I have to get, what additional licensing I have to get, because I want to be there. I'm looking at the what they call it, your department map of where you can progress. Now, here is the assignment. I want you to choose just one. I know everything sounds so, we just talked about being all over the place, but I want you to choose one. Not the one you think that sounds best, not the one your friend is doing, the one that actually fits your skills, your season of life right now, and your 90-day window. So if our 90-day window starts today, March 7th, let's go ahead and see when your 90-day window goes. So we go April, May, June. June 6th. That's your 90 days, I think, but it'll be June. Okay. So in your workbook, turn to the income section, and I want you to fill in, I choose to focus on blank for the next 90 days. I'm going to go ahead and give you 90 seconds to think about. I'm going to go ahead and give you 90 seconds for you to go ahead and turn to that income section and fill in, I choose to focus on blank for the next 90 days. Remember, our income lanes are service, digital, content, products, or your career. Okay. Now, here's what I want you to also fill in on that page, your skills. What do you already know how to do? What have people paid you for or asked you to help with? Because the truth is, you already have raw material. We're just pointing you in one direction. So I'm going to give you about 2 minutes for you to go ahead and map out this exercise. And the reason why you need to write these things down, because this is either confirmation of what you're already doing, what you already enjoy doing, or what people have. You know, you got people, they always gonna say, girl, why you ain't doing that? You know how many people will pay you to do that? Now, if you write that down, is this something you want to commit to doing? Because if you don't want to do it, don't write it down. But this is the skills and opportunities that you'll be focusing on for the next 30 to 90 days. This is your focus. So once again, I want you to write down the skills that you know you already have, or what have people paid you for or asked for your help with. Okay. So I hope you have already written down on the income mapping exercise that skill and that income you're going to focus on. I hope you have chosen your lane. And if you feel comfortable, drop it down in the chat what lane you're going to focus on. Is it a service? Is it digital, content, product, career for the next 90 days? What income lane are you going to focus on? Clarity creates momentum. You can't move fast in 5 directions. Pick one and run. I'm telling you, pick one and run. So I choose to focus on content for the next 90 days. I'm focusing on it. I'm choosing to run. I'm not going to worry about service, digital, products, career. I'm choosing content. So now we're going to go ahead and move to part 3. Because remember, we said there's 5 things that you're walking away from today. So on this section, we're going to talk about the time audit. I know what some of you are thinking right now. You're thinking, Indigo, sorry. What are you thinking? You're thinking, Indigo, I want to do it all, but I have no time. I remember telling God, there's just so much stuff that I want to do. I have so much drive. I know I must get it from you. Ambition, because I don't know where it came from, but I know I want to go after everything. I want to do real estate. I want to help encourage women to get married and build their relationships. I want to talk about faith and how to have intimate relationships with you. Then I want to work with small business owners and helping them to build their businesses. And then I want to go out here and just speak. And then I'm trying to be a wife and trying to navigate this world of being a mom. I'm trying to do everything. And I don't feel like I should have to give up anything that I want to do, because you said that all things are possible. But in the process of trying to do all of those things, it's just not enough time. I feel burnt out. My mind is just going and going and going. And I'm starting to get to a place where I'm burning out. I don't have enough time to do the things that I want to do and do them well and execute them in you. So we're just gonna take a minute and just pause, because I know that if I just said a mouthful about all the things that I want to do. I imagine if you're like me, there's a lot of things that you're trying to do as well. Picking up kids, navigating their schedules, and then still showing up and showing out for them to let them know that you can be everything and being a positive role model. Moms don't lack time. We lack clarity. Clarity on what we should really be doing. Clarity on the move, the focus on how we should be moving with intention. When you don't know what you're building, every hour feels scattered. You're doing a little of everything and making no progress on anything. But when you get clear and when you have one income lane, one visibility plan, one 90-day map, suddenly you start to see pockets of your time that you didn't know you had. Psalms 90 and 12 says, teach us to number our days that we may gain wisdom. God is not asking us to have more hours. He's asking us to be wise with the ones we have already had. Time is either invested, spent, or wasted. There is no fourth option. I'll say it again for people in the back that may didn't hear me. Time is either invested or spent or wasted. You don't have a fourth option. So what are you doing with the time? I'm not asking you to feel guilty about this. CEO thinking requires honesty, not shame. We are just getting real about where time actually goes. So turn to your time audit page. You have 3 timing blocks: morning, afternoon, and evening. I want you to write honestly. Have you currently spent um how you're currently going to spend each time? Not how you wish you spent it. How you actually spent it right now. So when you go, we have morning, afternoon, evening. How are you actually spending your time right now? How am I spending it? And what can I protect for my CEO work? For the morning, for the afternoon, for the evening. So we're going to take 2 minutes to go ahead and write that, because remember, this is not you walking out of here, listening to me, running my mouth. This is for you to walk out of here with a plan of action, focus, clarity, direction, and a tangible plan on how you're moving forward for yourself. Remember, time is either invested, spent, or wasted. So, how are you going to spend your time from today on in the morning from 6 to 12, in the afternoon from 12 to 6, in the evening from 6 to 10? How are you going to spend your time? And if that just means, you know what, in the evening when I get home, baby, I'm going from 6 to 7 dinner, from 7 to 8 getting the kids ready, putting them in bed, and from 8 to 9 I'm working out. If I gotta walk, do steps, step in place on commercials, every commercial on my favorite show, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk on the steps. I'm just gonna walk in place because I gotta get my health in order. Because my where God is taking me, if I'm not healthy and in place, I'm not gonna be able to take it far for wherever He's taking me to go. So I'm gonna give you that time. All right. All right. Now at the bottom, I want you to identify your time leak. The things that are eating your time that do not align with where you're going. So time leaks can be things such as scrolling, waiting, overthinking, saying yes to things that aren't in your lane. I want you to write it down because the next time it tries to come and steal your time, I want you to be able to have visual eyes on it. I want you to be able to know, okay, well, I'm supposed to be working out on a commercial, but instead I'm getting on Instagram and I'm scrolling, or I'm getting on Facebook and I'm scrolling, and something came on my page that distracted me from my goal and it made me feel depressed. And that put me in a state where now I don't want to work for myself because I'm not being focused on me. I'm in somebody else's business. Or I'm waiting and I'm waiting on God. But the funny thing about it is God's waiting on you. He didn't already gave you the answer. And you sitting here talking about, oh, I'm waiting on you, God. And God, like, I'm waiting on you. I didn't already tell you step out. I didn't already told you be bold. Or are you overthinking? Oh, if I do this, then it's going to mess up the money this month. But if I do this, if I take Peter to pay Paul, then it's going to mess up my ends. How about you just trust God and walk out in faith? Time out for the fake saints and time for the true believers. I'm sorry, but this year I got to be surrounded around people who are courageous enough to step out and utilize the word of God that says that we can have what it is that he has said we can have, and stop not having what God has in store for us. Too much is going on in the world to be letting everybody else get in, and you talking about, oh, well, no, no, no. I want to hear your testimony. I want to hear your story. I want to hear all the goodness that God is doing for you this year. That is my prayer for you. All right. I didn't talk you 60 seconds and I forgot to put the timer on. So now we're going to go ahead. And finally, your CEO time block. This is the time you are committing to your income focus. It could be 30 minutes a day. It could be 2 hours on Tuesday or Thursday. Whatever is real in your life right now. I'd rather you commit to 30 minutes a day and keep that promise to yourself than 3 hours and you burn out in 2 weeks. So I want you to go ahead and write down, what is your time block? What are you picking? What days can you do? Make it real for you, not for Indigo, because I'm not doing your time block. You doing your time block. All right. So write down your declaration at the bottom of the page. I steward my time with wisdom and intention. I want you to say it out loud to you so that you can hear it. So that from your ears to your mouth, you are hearing the commitment that you are writing and declaring for you in your time. I told you guys, like Maxine Waters, I'm reclaiming my time. Reclaim your time. Reclaim it. Because I want to pause here and ask a little deeper, right? Who in this room has been using I don't have time as a reason not to start? You can drop the truth bomb right in the chat. We amongst friends. Nobody's going to judge you. I've been there. I've done that. Oh, I got so many things that I want to do, but I don't have the time. No, I didn't. It was that I didn't write it down. And because I didn't write it down, it was up here and it was starting to make me not sleep. Okay, okay. Thank you, Jamila. Dropping it. Stop using that as excuses. You are powerful, and God has a lot of things in store for you. And all you have to do is make the space. If you can't commit to, if you can't commit to, shoot, if you can't commit to 30 minutes and you can commit to 15 minutes, start with 15 and build up. Every week, I'm going to time block 15 minutes to sit down, write out the ideas that God has given me, structure the business. What is my game plan on my job? Where do I see myself going? What is the additional education that I need to do? Map it out. Map out the vision and make it plain. We're not making wishes. We're making reality. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead to part 4. Let me get my little mouse going, girls. Okay, so now we're heading over to part 4, which is the visibility plan. And this is the one that makes a lot of moms uncomfortable. I didn't say this was going to be easy today. I said you walking away with 5 things that you can implement in the next 90 days. The next 90 days of commitment for a better you. The next 90 days of 2026 being your best year ever because you have chose to step out in faith and trust God. That's what I said. I ain't say it was going to be easy, okay? So I'm going to need you to stay with me. You cannot be hidden and paid. We got that saying, oh, I'm going to make moves in silence. Making moves in silence is different from hiding. Say it with me if you're on a video. You cannot be hidden and paid. Okay? Let's look at some examples of people who are paid and not hidden. Oprah, paid, not hidden. Tyler Perry, paid, not hidden. Serena Williams, paid, not hidden. Leonardo DiCaprio, paid, not hidden. Okay? Those are just the names that came to my head off the top of the dome. So Matthews 5:14 says, a city set on a hill cannot be hidden. You were not built to be small. You were not built to be invisible. You were built to shine, and that shining is how people who need you will find you. We do ourselves a disservice dimming our light for people in our lives that have attached us in the past that could not handle our shine. That was a them thing and not a you thing. Let me say it again. For you sisters that's out there, for you mamas out there, for you women out there that are constantly hiding and turning your light down because a character that has surrounded themselves around you that was what attracted to your light came because of your light, couldn't handle your light and tried to dim you with their negative comments instead of you seeing that they were a hater because at that time in that vulnerable place that you invited them into that space, you thought they was for you. But I want to let you know you were built to shine. And that shining is how people will find you. God said he will open the doors for your gifts and your callings. The gifts and the callings that he has given to you for you to operate in the places that he has created for you. And you can't operate in those places if you are hiding and you can't get paid because we think that if we are in God, we can't get paid. Okay. People was paying Jesus all the time. They was making a way for him. All the prophets had a place to lay their head every time they came in the city to prophesy, okay? That was getting paid. Come stay over here, my brother. Got a place for you. I even prepare a room for you. This room is for you. Ain't nobody else staying here. This your room. You ain't never got to go stay in a hotel. This your room. Okay? So we have to stop dimming what God has given us because people around us from our past couldn't handle it. That's a them problem, not a you problem. Now, I know some of you were thinking, but Indigo, I'm not a content creator. I don't like being on camera. I don't know what to say. Do you know in the beginning when I first started, I done went to multiple hair dudes, bald headed, short hair, long hair, wigs, bright lipstick, dark lipstick, no makeup, some makeup, bags in my eye. And I had to make a decision, not because I was showing up to get paid, because if I'm going to be honest, I ain't paid through content yet. But I had to show up because God gave me an assignment and he gave me some words to speak. And I said, Lord, I'll go where you want me to go. I'll do what you want me to do. And I'll be obedient no matter how much it makes me feel uncomfortable, no matter how much I want to shy away from it, no matter who gonna listen to me, God. And ain't nobody on here. Shoot, Lord, half of the time I was on the camera by myself, talking to myself. Nobody was there. But I had to make a decision that I wanted to exercise the gifts and the callings that he gave me, that I was not going to dim the shine, and not saying that I was not humble or I'm not humble. But when you have a calling on your life, you have to show up and speak what God has given you. And a lot of times I didn't know what to say. So in the beginning of the videos, I'm over there stammering, stuttering. And then I had to be like, Lord, fill my mouth with what you want me to say. God said, show up. He didn't say you got to have everything in order. He is just looking for a willing vessel. Here's what I want to say to that. For those that feel camera shy, for those that feel, oh, I don't want to get on camera. Okay. If you're talking about being a content creator, or if you're talking about taking your business to the next place, or even in your career, if you are in technology, do you know how many people out here need help? And you being able just to get on here and create a platform, how that creates another additional platform for your household, for the gift and the calling that he has for you. Do you know you're talking about expanding in your career? Okay, if one of the things is that you need to give presentations, then you need to get on camera and you need to practice and you need to position yourself and you need to see those flaws that you're trying to hide. People ain't looking at the flaws, especially when the message starts coming out right. Okay, please. I know how to chop a big word up real bad. And people correct me all the time. Okay, you know what I meant, right? Because if you didn't know what I mean, you wouldn't got the word that I was trying to say. But because you knew what I meant and where I was going, you was able to put the word in place. So we on the same page. Okay, congratulations. You know how to say the word, I can. But you got the message. Visibility is not performance. Visibility is obedience. It is you saying, God, you gave me something to say. I'm going to say it. And even if my hair isn't done, even if my background isn't perfect, even if nobody claps, consistency is more than perfection. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be somewhere consistently. So turn to your visibility page, and we're going to answer the 3 questions, okay? Visibility is obedience. Consistency matters more than perfection. We're going to pick one platform and we're going to show up with intention. If your platform is just showing up and commenting or getting the education you need to equip you for your career, show up on what is that? Courses. I'm probably saying it wrong. Y'all know what I mean. But show up. If your job has an internal site where you can go LinkedIn and learn, get classes to build your skill set. Let me tell you something. I told a coworker this. Your job is going to keep moving regardless if you're there or not. You are in a position where you can learn on their dime. If the door is open for you to learn, learn on a dime. Stop wasting time on things you don't have and put in the time to go build yourself on their time. If they are allowing you space to get your CE classes, go get those CE classes on their time. Continual education classes, that's CE. Get those continuous education classes on a dime if they paying for it. Because if the time comes for elevation in a career, you don't have to worry about them saying, well, we looked over your resume and we interviewed you for the position. And yes, you've been here for all these years, but guess what? We can't elevate you to that position because you're missing something. And that's when you tap into God, because faith without works is dead. Okay, God, I already know. I'm going to tell you this. I have applied for some stuff I didn't meet not one of the qualifications for. I knew it. You think I'm going to tell myself no? No, it's enough people out here in the world that want to tell me no. I'm not going to join the no committee. I'm going after it because my Father says that he can do the impossible for me. So that was the message for the career girlies. I want you to prioritize the platform that you are going to go after. I want you to, for the create the content pillar, I want you to what you're going to repeat and what message will you be known for. So even if you're not going into the content, what message when you show up on your job do you want to be known for? What do you want them to know you for? That you're consistent, that you're reliable, that the work is always going to be stellar, it's going to always be top tier, and that you don't play about it, then that's the message, convey it, of what you want them to know about you. Okay? So we're turned on to our visibility page, and here's the first question. What platform will you prioritize? Pick one. Pick one. Is it Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, email list, whatever makes sense for your people and your offer? Question 2. What content pillar will you repeat? This means, is this one topic you will keep coming back to? What do you want to be known for talking about? This can apply to a career. Question 3. What message will I be known for? If someone describes you to a friend after seeing your content, after hearing your message, after having a conversation with you, what do you want them to say about you? I'm going to give you 3 minutes to go ahead and fill out these questions. I'm going to put on my good old timer, and we're going to get into it. But actually, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. All right. At the bottom of that page, I want your 30-day visibility commitment. And it should answer these questions. How often will you show up? What type of content? Write down and sign it like a contract to yourself. I'll give you 90. I'll give you a minute to write that down. Okay. Drop your platforms in the chat and what you're willing to commit to. The world cannot benefit from what you refuse to show. Remember, don't dim your light. You were built to shine. So now we are moving to our 90-day CEO map. This is the moment we have been building towards. Your 90-day CEO map. Proverbs 16:3 says, commit your works to the Lord and your plans will succeed. Faith requires movement, and this map is your movement. Movement comes from execution, not intent alone. You can have the best idea in the room and leave with nothing if you do not write a plan. So we are writing it down. How many times I met with clients that have came and spoken to me about wonderful things they want to do, how they want to grow their business. I hear about it, I see it, and I'm with them. And as soon as I turn to them and I was like, did you write it down? No, it's still in my head. Okay, how long has it been in your head? For a minute. Okay, so you walking around and you're telling everybody this plan, and it's not for me. It's not for me to see it. It's for you in those times when it's not moving how you want it to move, or it's not coming fast enough for you to read it, plant eyes on it, and now it's in the atmosphere, and you have taken what's been in your head where it's been sacred, or we talked about our sabotager, letting that sabotager downplay you and dim yourself. Writing that plan down, seeing it on paper gives it wings. Like that kind of sound like that kind of sounded like Red Bull gives you wings, but if you don't drink it, it ain't gonna give you no wings. So let's map this out. Your 3 months. Each month has a theme and 2 fill-in fields. Month 1 is foundation. This is not the month to try to go viral. Okay, I'm not telling you about to get paid. I'm not about to say you about to get 100,000, 11,000 and them likes and all of the tricks and trades. I didn't say that. I ain't say that they gonna start knowing your name around the office. I'm saying let's build the foundation. Because when you have a strong foundation, that's just like a house. When you have a strong foundation, you can rebuild on the house. But when your foundation has cracks because you didn't have a foundation, you got to start all over from the beginning. So this is the month to get your house in order. Your identity is set. You chose your income lane. Your time block is protected. Your one platform is activated. This is month 1. Write your income focus for month one. What are you actually working towards? And what systems are you setting up? Are you setting up payments, scheduling, content, calendar, going after classes, or researching what you need to do to go back to school? Or what does that position that you want to go after? What do you need? What are the requirements? Go get the job description. Fix up the resume. What are you doing in month one? We're going to go ahead and take 60 seconds, 1 minute to write that down so you visually can see what you're doing in month one. Okay. Now we're moving to month two, visibility. By now, you have a foundation. Now you build your presence. You're showing up consistently on your platform. You're showing up consistently for yourself. You're showing up, you got the research, you got the resume, you looked at example resumes of of what you want your resume to look like, of other people in the desired field, in desired positions that you want to be in. And you have enhanced your resume. You're talking to people. You're making offers. You're being seen. Write your income focus for month two. What are you aiming for by day 60? What visibility systems will you be running? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go ahead and write this down. Remember again, for month two, it's focusing on that income for month two. What are you aiming for by 60 days? What visibility system will you have running? All right. Month three is growth. You take what worked in the first 2 months and you expand it. You're redefining your offer. You scale your reach. You revisit your systems. You're not starting over. You're building on what you have already built. You have a strong foundation. You're building on this. Write month three's focus. What does success look like at the end of 90 days? What does success look like to you in the next 90 days or at the 90-day mark? 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, I want you to look at what you just wrote. That is the plan. This is your real plan with months, with focus, with direction. 6 months ago, You might have come to an event like this and left with nothing but feelings. I told you this ain't about motivation. I'm not here to pump you up. I can pump the best of us up, but I'm looking to walk away this year with women who have made the decision to show up for themselves and to show up for you. To show up for you. I don't need you to show up for me. I need you to show up for you. I need you to be able to walk away this year knowing that you put your best foot forward, and that 2026 will not look like 25, 24, 23, that this will be your best year yet to come. And you didn't come to this to play no games. You didn't come to get pumped up. You came to get working. Before we move on to the faith acre, I want you to ask yourself one more question. I want you to write the answer somewhere in your book. What am I writing? Sorry, what am I building this for? Indigo, who am I building this for? What am I building this for? What am I building this for? All of this work that I'm doing today, what am I building it for? Be honest with yourself. Write that down. Not the surface answer, the real one. If the real answer is for your kids, your freedom, your calling, the vision of you that your younger self needs to see, write it down. And every time the season gets hard, and it will get hard, trust me, today was a moment. And I had to look at it and be like, I am doing this to show myself that I am who God has called me to be. I am doing this because I have decided not to shrink. I am doing this because I am answering the call and I'm being obedient. God could have given this to anybody else, but He has given it to me. And as much as this moment that I just can deal with this technology issue, I am doing this because there are women that need to be poured into, that need to be encouraged, that need to give themselves permission to be their greatest selves. You need to give yourself permission to be who God has called you to be. Whether you are still in the research planning of discovering who God has called you to be, you have permission to build this for who you want to build this for. You can build it for yourself. The girl that everybody told wasn't going to be anything, wasn't going to do anything, wasn't going to go nowhere, build it for her. Show up for her. Show up for her. Because the woman you are right now is showing up for the kids. And you need to show up for that young girl that everybody discounted and said wasn't going to do nothing. So I hope you were able to write that down. Whew, child, that's deep. Like, girl, who you showing up for? Who you building this for? So now we are moving to faith and discipline. I thank you again for showing up, and I thank you for allowing yourself to walk through this workshop and to walk away with something tangible, something that you can see, something that you can go back and still fill in the gaps that maybe you weren't able to or weren't prepared to answer today. But do the work, continue to do the work, continue to grow, continue to show up for you. I want you to choose this because I think it is the most important thing that I will say today. Okay? So, faith without structure creates frustration. That means you can believe God for big things and still be spinning your wheels because you have no plan, no discipline, no systems. Faith without structure creates frustration. Those times that you get on social media and you feel like everybody is moving, going places, traveling, getting married, having children, promotion, new cars, new homes. And it's frustrating you because you know the word and you remind yourself of those things. Or maybe you don't know the word, or maybe you haven't exercised and said, God, you said your promises will not return void unto me. Or maybe you, because things haven't happened in the way that you thought it was, and you got disappointed and you kind of shelved dreams or desires because life is life, and life is life, and sometimes dreams in their infancy is not paying no bills. Why do you think that in the first couple of months of a baby's, or the first year of a baby's life, they have you constantly coming to the hospital? When you're pregnant, they have you constantly coming to the hospital. I've never been pregnant, but being a foster mom and having to take those babies in that first year, getting them checkups, because so much stuff can happen. They're exposed to so much viral infections, daycare, being around people, coughing on them. That's the same thing about your dreams. When they're in that infancy space, the enemy is out to kill, steal, and destroy. And thus the time when it can cause you to have a lot of mixed emotions and not think that God is the God that he says he is. But I want to let you know that's nothing but a lie. How you've been feeling like you're spinning in your wheels, it's not because you don't have a dream. It's not because you don't have ideas. It's because you haven't sat down and wrote the vision and made it plain. It's not because you don't want to have discipline, but life is lifing. So now you got to get some structure, and you have to command that in your life and say, enough is enough. I'm not going to feel like I'm in the ocean being tossed around in the water. I have to make the decision and every day step out. That's why we said time blocking. It's it's building that muscle. If I can stay focused for 15 minutes on my goal, then I can build to 30 minutes. I can build to an hour. I can build to whatever God is calling you to build in. Now I got systems in place. I need to learn how to do certain things. Okay, if I'm going to show up, how do I get this system in place and do an audit so that way I'm not feeling all over the place? How do I automate some things? How do I ask for help? Structure without faith creates burnout. That means you can grind and hustle and execute and still feel empty because you're not anchored to anything bigger than yourself. That's why I asked you, who are you building this for? Because if you get an anchor and the days when it's hard and it's tough and you want to give up, you can remind yourself, I'm anchored to this plan and I'm going to make it happen. The only way it's not going to happen if God takes it away from me or he puts me on another path. You need both. You need faith to move and discipline to build. And I really believe that this is why you are here today, because God is trying to give you both at the same time, structure and faith, discipline to build, faith to move. He is giving you clarity, the structure, the plan, and he is asking you to walk in faith, not indigo. God. God is asking you to walk in faith. And if this is not what God is calling, then I ask that he forgive me. But I want you to grab a hold to what God is saying to you in this moment, in this season. Don't play with it. Trust him. Now, faith that everything will be easy, not faith that everything will be easy. Faith that he is with you in the work. Okay, ooh, child. So before we get to questions, because I appreciate your time and I know I got a little late to the start, so I'm going to wrap this up. But I wanted to pray over this room. And if you feel comfortable, just close your eyes and close your eyes and put your hands over what you wrote today. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we are committed to you. We are committed to the gifts and the callings, the visions and the ideas that you have placed over us today. We thank you and we praise you for your movement. We thank you and we praise you that we can come to you with our heart's desire, that we can move and operate in faith in you, and that you will give us clarity on the next direction in our season. We thank you for each woman individual that will replay this, each woman that has chosen to make the decision to come today and to seek you and get clarity for the next movement in her career, in her business, in her household, in her relationship with you. We thank you for girding her up in her skills and her managerial duties. We thank you that in the next 90 days, that as she puts in the work and decides to show up to build for whoever she is building this for, that you, God, will show her that you are not playing about her and you mean business. And every faithful thing that she does out of obedience, that she will continue to shine, not dim her light for nobody. That her children will see. You said her children will call her blessed. So we thank you and we praise you, God, that this workshop is opening up financial doors, casting the enemy off of their thoughts, casting the enemy off their loved ones, casting the enemy off of creative flows, visions, ideas, and preparations. We thank you for collaborations, partnerships, mentorships. We thank you, God, that as we lay it before you, you give us discipline when motivation runs dry. You give us courage when it feels too big. And you remind us that you did not place this vision in us to leave us stuck. We move forward in obedience and in faith. Amen. Whew. Amen. Whoo, child. I just get so passionate about prayer, especially when I know that God is in the works and He's moving. Whew. You did the work today. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, because you did the work today. I told you. Look, I told you something was gonna be here. This is why it was a little struggle to get here, but we made it. So if you have any questions before I close it out, you can go ahead and drop those in the chat. If not, feel free to email me at mo. Oh Lord, over here struggling. MSOB at indigometellus.com. So mom standing on business, that is the initials. And I'm just grateful that you are here. We have some wonderful things that are coming out, that is coming up. And so I'm glad that you were able to be here. I'm glad that we were able to get here in this space. And so I want to let you know officially you are activated. Okay. Before I let you go, I need you to look at everything you have in front of you right now. You have a CEO identity statement you wrote with your own hands, because I ain't write it. You have an income lane, one clear focus lane. You have a time block you are protecting. You have a visibility platform and a 30-day commitment. And you have a 90-day CEO map. Month 1, 2, and 3. 90 days, baby. You got it. That is not nothing. That is everything, because you showed up and did the work for you. You did not come here to play. You came here today, not just to listen. You came here to decide, and decisions change things. So here's what I need you to do next. Stay consistent, not perfect. consistent, progress over perfection every single day. We're not perfect. That's God's job. We'll never be perfect, but we can continue to strive to be who He has called us to be. Build with intention. Don't let this workbook sit on your shelf. Look at it for the next 90 days, starting tonight. Start month one this week. Move in obedience. Faith requires action, not just belief. It requires action. Every time you want to stroll instead of create, remember what you wrote on your page. Every time you want to dim your light, remember why you shine. Continue to build inside of Mom Standing on Business, okay? Mom Standing on Business is not about being a business owner. It's on I stand on business. And I just happen to put mom in front of it because you stand on business, okay? This is not the end of something. This is the beginning. Your community is here. I am here. God is here. And we're going to continue to build together. Your 90 days starts now. I am so honored you spend the time with me today. I do not take it lightly, especially with the issues we had in the beginning. You gave me 90 minutes of your life, and I genuinely hope you felt like it was worth it. Every minute was worth it. You showed up for you. Now go build, and if you're not a part of Mom Standing on Business, I will see you there. Thank you. That is it. That's how we got for today. That is it. That is it. We're done. You're activated. So till the next time, I will see you soon. And the replay, if you want it, it will be emailed to you. I have to update the link, and so you will get that replay shortly. So thank you again for joining me. I'm Indigo Metellus, currently of Faith Living Life, rebranding the brand, and also founder of Mom Standing on Business. I thank you for your time, and you beauties have a wonderful, fantastic day.